You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 129 of East Central Indiana's favorite podcast. Don't you worry, you're an Indianapolis podcast now. You're not.
I'm not part of this.
I'm Jeremiah Morrell. Today I'm joined by co-hosts Dakota Davis, Kade Koger, producer Chris Guffey.
Today's episode features the always wonderful, the very powerful Mr. Jacob Surber from the Thunderwolf podcast.
He's got a whole 3 buttons holding it together over there.
That's the best intro I've ever got, so thank you.
I was hoping for the classic, "Awoo."
What's that from?
From your podcast, man.
Oh, yeah, Thunderwolf podcast.
It's all
That's
put in
right.
post-production, and he doesn't remember.
We aren't to episode 129 yet, but we are the favorite podcast in Indy, so we got some similarities there. And we said,
Irvington's favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
We're also the number one tractor podcast in all the land.
We don't have that stake.
And now we can let the bandos and the string folks that play us in every time. They can go. They're off for the night. They're good to go.
We're going to be talking
send the band
to
home.
Jacob about his life in Newcastle and why he left for some reason. We're also going to be talking about Thunderwolf, of course. We're going to talk about the White House and Donald Trump and some comedy happenings with Dave Chappelle's new special and Bill Burr's new special. And then at the very end, I think that at least Chris and I have some final thoughts that cover local news.
Oh, it's not local, but it's fun. This show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we will provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh, but hopefully you always learn something new. We added that little segment there because sometimes I just want to be able to piss people off and not have to apologize. Yeah. So we do it on the front end telling you, hey, if your boundaries get pushed a little bit, it's because you had to work a little as listeners.
Have you guys had hate mail?
Oh my God, yes.
People saying, you guys should stop this because I didn't like it.
Oh, it happens all the time.
It happens more often than you'd expect.
Isn't that empowering?
People think they own your show.
Is. It's normally people that don't even have a real display picture.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the eggs on Twitter.
Boomer memes and anime.
Yes.
It got whenever it first started, because I think it started once we surpassed consistently getting 350 people that would listen to every episode. And then we started getting some listener hate mail, and it bothered me at first.
Dakota at bossHogofLiberty.com, Jeremiah at bossHogofLiberty.com. Let it fly, and we'll read it and laugh at you, because we don't care. But unless it's nice and lovely, and we'll read it on the air.
I see it now, and I think, I think of the meme of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons where he's leaning back and he just says, pathetic.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. So we just did about 15, 20 minutes in the Patreon. That's patreon.com/BossHog or Boss Hog of Liberty. I don't know. It's on the Facebook. It's when you look in iTunes, there's a support this podcast thing. It's right there. You guys can click on it and you can search for us, find us. But that's how we pay the bills around here. Right now, we're not really commercially supported. The patrons are generous enough to make things work and keep the rent paid, keep the internet on, and we keep showing up and putting stuff out for you. So, right now, over $50 a month. We got to thank, John Phillips, Craig DeCosta, and Christy Avery. You guys, continuing to support us at a big level. We appreciate it. And then lots and lots of folks to give any way they can. $5, $1.25, whatever it is.
Those folks are great too.
You kick it in and it all works. It's awesome.
And of course, it's getting to be fall time, and we've talked about the Boss Hog of Liberty sweatshirt a lot on the show.
I got to get my hoodie.
They are amazing. They're great material made out of 100% Indiana homegrown beaver fur.
Ooh.
Didn't know if you guys knew that.
Screen printed though.
Yeah, we have Kade's kids working on it around the clock in his garage.
Is this for real?
Knox is pretty good
at
it.
No, this is real?
Yeah, Knox's little fingers do a really good job of being able to
They're tanning away right now.
Yeah.
Children's tears are a really good adhesive.
I figured that his hands, I watched him one time, and his hands are so small, they're perfect for being able to push the little drawstring through the hood. Mm-hmm. So right now they're only getting paid like 3 cents per sweatshirt. But if
Oreos.
you buy more, then we can up their pay to maybe a nickel.
Yeah.
So
You just got to make sure they're finished by Christmas so that you can whip Guffey's ass again Christmas Eve like you did last year for the Patreon.
I'm ready.
I'm going to tie one hand behind my back this time.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh, this will be so exciting.
He's still gonna beat the hell out of you.
That doesn't matter. It's gonna be so much more fun.
Chris, we'll have to start working out harder.
I'm gonna have to start training.
My heart rate got up to 178 today. And we got to go harder, I guess.
You got to 178?
Push that 200.
You got to drink.
I don't think that's supposed to happen, buddy.
No, you got to drink a Bang. You got to drink a Bang, and that'll
too much
that'll
coffee for me.
He's protesting being on our show. Screw your mud flag. I'm burying my Thunderwolf.
I brought a Thunderwolf one. Yeah. Just slap one of those stickers on.
I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine, so I can't really do the bangs too often.
That's why you got to drink 2 at first to get used to it.
I'm the guy that stuff has no effect on.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I think it's just placebo.
I had one today, and it was not a placebo. I don't drink like soda or energy drinks really.
Yeah.
So I had one. I was like, I'll try this thing. They sell them at my gym, so I had one, and yeah, I was zipping around. My heart was racing before I ever even left my apartment.
The first time I had one, I stopped and picked one up at a gas station because I was very tired in the morning. And I had a hour and 15-minute drive ahead of me. So I thought, I'm going to pick one of these up because everybody says they're awesome.
Is it a 5-hour energy?
No, Bang.
Bang.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And I picked one up, and it was, well, I'm going to reference a meme again, but it was exactly like that meme of the skeleton on fire where he's just...
This is fine.
My heart was racing.
Yeah.
But my brain was still tired.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Yep.
So it was an internal struggle. The two wolves, and one was on Adderall, and the other one was on Unisom.
Yeah.
So Jacob Surber is here with us today. You are originally a Newcastle Trojan, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Did you
still in Trojan pride?
Did you move to Irvington and then all of a sudden the beard and everything is just overnight you just started drinking the water in Indy and you turned into the wolf man?
Yeah, it's only LaCroix now, and I'm a vegetarian. I'm on the PC side.
Whole foods only.
Yeah, Whole Foods only. Yeah. I'm a purist like that.
A pure granola 3 meals a day.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
No, it was from Newcastle, and then I moved, which was a thing we kind of said in the talk about this show before the show.
Yes, in the planning.
Exactly.
The way this show comes together is we generally try to have a group chat for about a week, and then magically Dakota turns our throwing stuff against the wall and see what sticks into a page of show notes, and we have a general theme, and we could probably go for 3 hours, but we try to keep it down to half that or less.
I like the show notes idea. We just kind of go off our phone, and Shane and I, who does Thunderwolf with me, we just do off the phone, and none of our notes are coherent. So this is a really cool idea.
We started on the back of a used paper plate. That was the beginning of it, and then Dakota got tired of that and said, "We're going to do
professional."
Yes, and now it's another thing we give to the patrons as well. So if you join that,
Jeremiah
is
very resistant. He was very resistant.
Oh yeah, don't fence me in, man.
He did not want show notes, but I am a fan of structure.
Yeah.
So I just started doing them, and they all look pretty much the same.
And then Dakota will be like, "I have no idea what we're doing this week, and there's no show notes." I'm like, "What the hell, Dakota? There's structure, and you're what are you doing?"
That happens on the days where
you just don't care.
It's we're doing like sports or something, and I'm like,
we'll just wing it on this one, right?
Dakota doesn't know.
I'm like, I don't know enough about this to write show notes.
That's me and everything sports too.
Yeah, I'm glad that we at least have that in common.
Yeah,
There's
trying to find
name
all of those.
On the show notes that's underneath of Jacob Surber, but it's not Jacob Surber, and it was a pseudonym that you went by for quite some time.
Yep.
You don't go by that name anymore, but I've brought it up on this podcast.
I see that. Yeah,
several times in the past.
Yeah,
and there were times that I brought up the name Alexander Lott. Talking about it, thinking it was you.
Yep.
And then finding out on your episode with Kade Koger on Thunderwolf that it was not you anymore.
Alexander Lott. That's a name I haven't heard in many years.
Since at least last year.
Yeah, when I abandoned that ship.
Got locked out of that account, huh?
More times than I honestly think in the time that I had that account and built it up to what it was, which was just a troll page. I mean, it started out kind of I was tired of Facebook and I said, well, I'm just going to quit. That's boring and that's not me. So I said, I'm going to get kicked off. And then I got kicked off and it became a challenge. How many times can I get kicked off? And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. But I like to think it's kind of like a Dread Pirate Roberts now. It's like somebody else can don the mantle. I did it for a little bit. Someone else's turn. It's like being James Bond. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So we need who to play that. One of you guys want to do it? I don't know who has the account anymore, but
we can. I bet, Chris, you're running for office now, so you can't quite post some of the stuff you want to put on Facebook.
Yeah, there you go.
That can be your outlet.
Just send it to me. I'll post it. I don't give a shit.
I plead the fifth.
Who's the new Alexander Lott this year, everybody? Is it going to be Pierce Brosnan?
I'm shadow banned because all my guns shit anyway. So.
Yeah, that's right. You are shadow
banned. So you can
banned.
take over the mask.
I'm in some Facebook groups that probably could get me in trouble, but I've never been banned yet. You got comment banned for a while, about a month or two ago, Dakota.
Yeah, I got blocked. I got banned from making comments.
Yeah. That's part of that. Liking, commenting, you can't do any of that. I think 34 months, truly, 34 times I was banned for 30 days.
Yeah,
from using that account. Over the time,
I still catch comment bans from gun posts from years ago, like before they changed their policies. And it wouldn't even retroactively. It wouldn't even be a gun for sale. It's just me shooting a gun.
Wow,
and they're like, "This violates."
That is crazy.
But you're promoting violence with it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Superior violence.
Yeah. Zuck's coming in and saving the world, dude.
So, speaking about when Kade went on and we talked about Alexander Lott.
Yeah.
Kade went on your show.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he can get invited, but
yeah,
not the rest.
Hey, we had talked about this, and it just hasn't been the right timing.
We just had to. Apparently, our side had to extend the olive branch before it could be reciprocated.
I think to get on Dakota and I talked about olives.
Yeah,
get on,
we've talked about olives.
We said Kalamata are pretty good.
Yeah,
really like the blue.
To get on the juice one, I had to literally start a fake fight with Juice before he was like, "Oh, you know what? It's a good idea for us to help each other out."
Yeah, Andy Kaufman going on there, right?
Yeah, with Juice, I think it was more of a. Well, they're not part of the Magic Squirrel Network.
Yeah, that's the protest. Yeah.
Are you guys part of the Magic Squirrel?
We're on the Wall Network. We are libertarians. Cool. I mean, we love everybody. Everybody love everybody.
I have to be amicable. That was the deal. That was the separation deal. I said, I wouldn't say negative things about the Magic Squirrel Network.
It's still in the contract.
Yeah. It's still part of that.
Is Magic Squirrel spun off everybody at this point? Because last week, Dakota was like, "So, Matt Wharton, you're on Magic Squirrel." I was like, "No, not really."
I honestly don't know.
You're only like 19 episodes in.
We're very new into all this.
Did you not make like is it like the School of Scientology or the Church of Scientology where you got to pay in and they free out? What's the beef, Magic Squirrel?
We can navigate this politically. We can answer this one. Myself and the director, I think at the time, I don't know if he's doing it anymore, didn't see eye to eye. Okay. And I think that's the best way to say it. And we joined because we're very new. Thunderwolf is very new, and so we're kind of floating on the newness, on the new novelty for us, but also on like asking people who are established and doing their own shows, hey, what's the best option? What are you guys doing?
Right.
And so we were recommended to Magic Squirrel. Because it's a collection of podcasters. We're all coming together to the same goal. Cool. We haven't released an episode yet. So yeah, this sounds awesome.
Perfect.
And then during it, there were just some things. It was like, I don't know if we want to take our show in that direction. And then there was a little bit of pushback. And then it was, I don't really know if that's how we want to be a show. And then it just kind of snowballed from there to where it was, I was at some, Thunderbird, I think, Fountain Square. I was there one night at this event, and I just get a text from Shane, hey, we're not part of the network anymore. And I was like, oh, cool, awesome. So then I, answered my side back and sent this long paragraph as I do. And then it was like, okay, well, we're both done. Cool. All right. So we're free floating agents now.
It's like Job in Arrested Development starting the Magicians Alliance or whatever. It's like,
exactly. Yeah. So we're doing our own tricks.
And Shane,
yes.
See, whenever we were on Juice in the Morning, Shane was a regular host of that show as well.
Yeah.
So he had a foot in the door with Magic Squirrel, right?
Yeah. So he knew of Magic Squirrel at that time. He was, I think they were either just becoming part or already part with Juice in the Morning. And so when, he and Justin, amicably went separate ways. We're all good friends. And then he has no show. I've talked about wanting, I know years ago, I was like, hey, I'm going to make a show rival yours. The Facebook battles and such. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't have one. He and I got in touch and we were like, yeah, let's just do one. So it was, he knew of Magic Squirrel already. And it was like, yeah, that, they're going to help us with merchandise and get us started and stuff. So it was cool. And that stuff was very appreciated, regardless of anything that happened.
I'm just enjoying that Dakota's like, so you're Magic Squirrel, and everything's like, no, we're not.
Yeah, this is the second time in a row it's happened.
Yeah,
we're just gonna start saying this to politicians that come on the show. So you're on the Magic Squirrel ticket, huh? No. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm a Republican.
Magic Squirrels have ballot access?
Yeah, but so. Give us the real quick before we move on to talking about Donald Trump. Give us the rundown of your podcasts and where all of our listeners can go and listen to it.
Perfect. I typed all that up because I'm horrible at remembering all the plug information. So Thunderwolf podcast, we are based out of Indy. Shane Jones and I started this. We just talk about whatever we want kind of thing. Sometimes it's very serious where we have more specified guests like Kade when you were on. Mm-hmm. I wanted to talk with you specifically about farming and agriculture in the world and what we're doing right now. So some shows are very hyper specified in that regard. Some are just open-ended conversations. Some are just silly bro talk. We're all over the board. Juice already has the, unpredictable talk show radio, so we can't steal that one, but that's what we do.
Yours comes off as very analytical. You probably have no idea who Alexander Rossi is, who's in the IndyCar driver.
Sounds like somebody I used to know.
He has a podcast with James Hinchcliffe. They're based in Indy. And your speech style, you look totally nothing like each other, but your speech style is extremely similar to Rossi's.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out.
And then the 6 people in the chat that are in the wall racing group will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you're very, listening to you. You're very precise. You're very conversational and very thoughtful. And it's a great mix. I really do enjoy it.
It's a good show. I look forward to it every week.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a great show.
We're a baby show. We're growing. We're not to Patreon yet. We have flirted with the idea of commercials here recently, and I'm torn on it as a creator because I know that it'll help us build, get cameras and the things that you have in this fantastic studio. We call it the spare bedroom studio. It's literally Shane's spare bedroom.
We know the feeling. We started on my back porch and we had in the beginning, we were an audio only podcast and it was everything that takes to do the podcast. I would put away in a cabinet and I would pull it out and put it on the dining room table or in the backyard if the weather was good. And we would do the show. And then, Dakota and I, we figured out that, we really could get a permanent studio space. It would look a little better. And Dakota had a space in his house and we did that for just about a year, and now we're right at the 1 year anniversary. This may be just over the 1 year anniversary of being in this space here. And it's been phenomenal. It still is not completely finished. It's probably never going to be completely finished, but it works and we're on the air and it's all good. And Dakota, you fixed our camera. We're not fuzzy.
Were we fuzzy?
Was it my fault? Cade's fault? How'd that happen?
It was actually Cade's fault, but I wasn't going to say anything.
What'd I do?
You walked in front of the camera and my camera's too dumb to automatically put it back.
I did too. Cade and I both we back-to-backed it, so it was probably the that was the issue.
Both of you.
Yeah, we doubled down.
Okay.
I tried to send it and have Guffey figure it out, but he's probably over there messaging his girl. Is that what's going on down there?
No, I was actually about to message Dakota if he had any clue, because it's Dakota's camera.
I'm guessing you just have to turn the little knobby, buddy.
Oh, I didn't even say Anchor, Spotify, Apple. I just remembered. Thunderwolf podcast. Search for us. We're going to be on Apple very soon. I finally got that figured out.
You're on, I know you're on Google Podcasts because that's where I listen to you at. So
I had to actually download Anchor so I could listen to an episode.
Yeah, we were having some issue with Apple. We talked about it maybe before on the Patreon, but we were on there and it was a false flag apparently, and they took us off. And so we've been going back and forth between Anchor and Apple. I got the email today, about an hour before leaving here, that said we should be up very, very soon. So
now that you have the explicit label on there, we will happily send Chase Payton over just to curse on your show anytime you want.
I'm still watching the time. It looks like the timer's
you got about 10 minutes until you can let your freak flag fly and the Kronk kids are in bed.
I won't be obnoxious about it. It's part of my vernacular.
All right. So, we got some national news. We got some stuff we actually do need to talk about tonight. I am so annoyed by having to talk about what the president does because I don't care. I really think it's one of those things that national level politics are just something we talk about because it's the thing that's happening in the news, but it doesn't really affect your life. But, we've been at war this week, 18 years. We got attacked, in Afghanistan. And, that created an opportunity for guys like John Bolton to, perpetually be at war.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump, appointed John Bolton to be the national security advisor at some point in his term. And that horrifyingly fell apart this week. Bolton has leaked information saying that,
I just want to say how hilarious it is that the world finds out that the national security advisor for the most powerful military force the world has ever seen finds out that he was fired on Twitter. By the leader of the free world.
So he leaks,
telling him your services are no longer required.
He leaks out that Trump wanted to drop nukes on hurricanes and Trump got pissed.
Is that what that was?
He says that's what happened. Other people said that it was because Trump was trying to negotiate with the Taliban.
Yeah.
And trying to end the Afghan war. And that Bolton wants perpetual war, so that's what happened.
The official White House response was there was no specific straw that broke the camel's back. That it was just disagreement after disagreement between Donald Trump and John Bolton. So
did you see
it was the hurricanes and the Taliban?
Like 4 hours after that, did you see the Patriots picked up Bolton?
Yes.
I heard that.
Sorry.
But then the rape charges.
It was the Empire and Darth Vader that picked up Bolton.
I heard that he found his family of walruses.
That was the Onion. The Onion reported that, and I enjoyed it very much.
It would have been funnier if they went with the Patriots instead of the Empire.
Yeah, maybe Babylon B will do that tomorrow. So Bolton was extremely controversial. If you guys, Dakota, you may not remember this back in the day, but during the George W. Bush administration, he was appointed in a recess appointment because he couldn't get appointed and confirmed by the Senate. He was appointed ambassador to the United Nations, and that was in the Iraq war time frame. And that was very controversial because the Senate was in recess, and it was just horrifying to decorum in the Senate at that time that you do that sort of a thing. Now it's much more common since that time, but that was when John Bolton first made the splash nationally and made the national conversation. And then, of course, after Bush was out and during the Obama administration, he was a TV talking head, which is what people do when their people aren't in charge. And then here we've been in the Trump administration, and he's been in there. He's been one of the biggest saber rattlers for war with any place that's been a hot spot. He's always been on that side.
He's a professional warmonger and the definition of neocon. But it was a day. Tuesday was a day that the nation came together and was happy that a horrible man was fired.
It's very rare that the majority of the country agrees on something.
There were only
the Trumpers were mad that he was gone because they were on Trump's side. The left was happy that he was gone because they hated him. Libertarians are happy because they know who he is. Mm-hmm. There were other than John Bolton's Walrus family.
I did see though, and this was solely in the Twitter universe because Twitter is a cesspool of humanity.
I hate it.
Me too. I tell you one thing: if you're bringing a child into the world, don't ever look at Twitter because it makes you go, oh, man.
This is the world that you'll grow up in.
But anyway, I did see some people who were hardcore left, and they were, the only thing that they could say about it was, herder, orange man can't keep people in White House. And it was like, you should be, of all people, should be happy about this. Yeah. You know, it was just it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's just everything's political.
Yeah.
I was listening a little bit to Hammer and Nigel yesterday talking, today's September 12th, we're recording September 12th. So obviously yesterday is, September 11th, which is a Remembrance Day, especially for people that were of age 18 years ago. And they were talking about how, you know, they were talking with the chicks on the right in the 4 or 5 o'clock, probably the 6 o'clock hour, talking about if things would be immediately publicized or politicized like they were. Would they be that way today versus the way they were 18 years ago? You know, we actually came together as a country, and I, you know, realized we were under attack, and the Democrat and Republican thing didn't exist, and all members of Congress went out and sang songs on the steps of the Capitol building, and it was a very different time. Now, in the world of Twitter and just true polarization, I don't know. I don't know if we would have the ability to do that or not.
Yeah.
So, but it is becoming further and further in the past. You know, it's 18 years ago. Yeah, it's amazing that, you know, we've been at war my entire adult life. I was, you know, on 9/11, I was a 18-year-old kid that just graduated from high school and working at my first full-time job. And, you know, the Twin Towers just got bombed and we're starting a war.
Yeah.
Dakota's 2 years old at the time and doesn't.
I wasn't 2.
I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah, I can remember.
Yeah.
I can remember it. We've already talked about where we all were. We talk about it every year.
It is further and further away though, and that there are some people that act like the memes are fine and funny or whatever, and I won't share it, but I will say that there was somebody had a casting couch type meme with the Twin Towers on it.
I did see that one.
So you're 18 now,
Yep.
and I did laugh out loud. Not really a fan of 9/11 memes, but that one was creatively beautiful. That was well done.
I posted something about that yesterday because I mean, like what we've said, the Alexander Law page was just brutally destructive satire, right? And it became that trolldom, which is what so much of the Twitterverse is. And it's just, if you own the other side, then you win. You're the funniest. You're the best.
You're
whatever.
not there to have a conversation. You're just there to shit on the other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so back in the day, you know, when I was a stupid kid, I thought 9/11 jokes were really funny. It's like, wow, we can make this into something that will shock people, and then they won't know, and then they won't laugh, but we will. And then it just became, now it's like, man, it's so contrived, especially on 9/11. Like if it's Christmas Eve and you roll out a 9/11 meme like that, it's like, well, I wasn't expecting that. So there's a bit of humor there that wouldn't have been.
Merry Christmas.
On
I got
the
you
day
this.
of.
It just doesn't hold the same way.
It just doesn't help. Yeah, it's not to me. It's not funny on the day of.
For me,
especially.
it's like you're scrolling through your timeline and you're seeing like the pictures of the falling man,
right?
Really powerful,
very
videos,
real
and
stuff,
like real impactful things,
yeah.
And then you see some douchebag post a meme about 9/11, like the one like where SpongeBob was replaced with the falling man, and it's like, geez,
yeah.
Jesus Murphy, it's just crazy.
Oh, I shared from the wall page. Robert O'Neill, who was the Navy SEAL who killed Osama bin Laden, he posted last night on 9/11 about 9 o'clock at night. Osama bin Laden died scared shitless, and he was hiding behind his wife, and he's the guy that killed him. Right?
Yeah.
They showed us the body. That's what.
If you believe the narrative.
That's what we're told happened. So I posted that, and immediately it's like, if people are like, he died in 2002 from whatever, and it's not,
right.
None of this is real. I'm like, okay, if we have no common ground to agree on this, then some of you, whatever, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Believe what you want to believe, but
well, something else that we also have to remember is not only was 2001, but there was also the Benghazi attack that happened on September 11th as well.
In 2011, 2012.
Yep.
2012.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, it's
That's one thing that a lot of people just forget about. They just, I mean,
it's been politicized way too much, and that goes to that conversation of, could we come together now? And that was an election year, and it was absolutely, it was just by October. It was that was some movie, right?
It was a political weapon, because Hillary's not in the spotlight anymore. You really don't hear about it.
You don't hear about.
Hey,
what's that alarm mean?
It's 8:00. That's hilarious. No, the thing about Benghazi is that anytime that you can talk to people about 9/11, and it's a common thing to say, where were you at? Do you remember it? All these questions, and everyone will have a real serious conversation with you about it. But you bring up Benghazi, you're automatically bringing up Hillary Clinton.
It's politicized.
So obviously we do the same thing at work. Yesterday, we all know exactly where we were. And there is a guy that I work with, and he is 2 years younger or a year younger than me. And he will fight you on the fact that when he was in 5th grade, he vividly remembers a 4-second clip where he sees the nose of the second plane go behind and just fly off. He will fight you about that. I just want to punch the man in his face.
He's the one guy who remembers
psychosis.
So that you saw that in 5th grade. What year were you?
Memory is
diagnosed?
infallible.
Yeah.
If he saw it in 5th grade, it must be true.
It must be true.
Maybe they just had a really, really shitty.
Jet fuel doesn't melt memories. I mean, how many more things can we destroy this guy on?
maybe they just had a really shitty TiVo at his school in 5th grade.
Can we clip this out later and you can show it to him?
I think he occasionally watches.
Good.
It's not.
Tune into Thunderwolf podcast when you get there.
We want you to know that you're an idiot and an asshat.
I remember when that kid was 5 and I fished his shoe out of
Specific shout
out. All right. Anyway, we'll transition gracefully as we always do. Vaping is going to be illegal, and it's all Trump's fault, Kade.
This is your fault. Get that death stick off of my studio table.
I have hidden behind this coaster, behind the IPA, a Juul. I became a Juul boy.
Ever get a hit? Are we gonna? Is that the marijuana stick? What's in the Juul?
Yeah, man. It's just that's indica hybrid, brother. No, it's just nicotine. Ironically, that's just tobacco flavor.
So that'll still be legal.
Yeah, so that one, I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve.
Show me your papers.
I threw away all the creams, because I don't want the kids to find them. I don't want, anybody to come into my apartment and go, wow, I'm going to pick up nicotine as a lifetime habit.
Isn't tobacco a flavor?
Yeah. Juul specifically has 2. They have like Southern and Virginia, I think. Yeah. So those ones are going to be fine. It's just the flavored ones.
So I wonder if menthol. Will the menthol
and mint
be okay?
Out. No.
That's
for ECigs.
Menthol is
for ECigs. The
also cigarette.
Yeah, but the analog ECigs, just traditional cigarettes.
Yeah.
Those are fine.
Do you guys remember whenever no one smoked because they didn't have the fruit flavored cigarettes?
Yeah, that was
those were clean times.
That was Obama's era.
Nobody wanted to smoke regular cigarettes.
Obama's era killed what was it? Flavored cigarettes and the original DeJarm Blacks.
Oh, really?
You guys don't.
And DeJarm cigarettes. I think he ruined delivery.
There was also a lot of talk of them like with the flavored chewing tobacco.
Yeah,
getting rid of like the cherry and green apple and all those because it is supposed to discourage kids from using. Which might actually be true because the first time that I ever tried chewing tobacco was because it was cherry flavored and I thought that it might taste good. So, but
we're forgetting the fact that it's a smoking cessation tool as well, right? I understand that some people use Juuls because they think it's fun or cool or whatever. It's another way to get nicotine. But it's also a way.
It's my indoor nicotine,
right? and that's fine, right? But my dad's a 30-some-year smoker. Or was.
Right.
And 4 years ago, he found e-cigarettes and he went, from 24 milligrams to 18 to 12 to 6 to 3 to 0 to
Walked
nothing.
it down and now nothing.
And he used it
I
just
feel
like
everybody
you would
knows somebody that's done that.
My dad did that.
Sure.
Or a lot of people.
And my mother has done the same thing where she's off of nicotine now, she can't get rid of the damn thing because she likes the tangible nature of having, it's like an adult pacifier of sorts.
It's a habit, yeah.
But it's still a hell of a lot better than putting camels, spending the money on camels every week.
Yeah. Certainly is.
I think there's going to be some incredible unintended consequences. There's a meme that we shared from Patrick Calvert. He was the one that I shared it from, and I know that dozens of people from have had it, and it's kind of gone national. But it's I don't know, 90,000 people a year die from opioids, and it's
I think I saved that because I shared it with somebody.
Yeah, there's a massive statistics of X number of people die from opioids, and this many people die from suicides, and then oh my God, 6 people have theoretically died from vaping, which I don't know that those statistics are still questionable as whether or not it was vaping or what bucket you're putting those things in. But
a lot of it
that's what you care about.
A lot of it that I read was from not even like vaping, not even ECigs, not even the big chuffs or whatever. It was from specifically THC cartridges. You can buy those legally in shops in legal states, but for like Indiana, you don't. So you get these illegal carts, and then these people order them, import from China or like Alibaba Express. You can buy the blank cartridges, make your own THC. So you have,
so you, instead
cheap
of having
chemicals,
something reliable, you're trying to do your own manufacturing, you're doing an end run, and then you're getting yourself hurt, or people are getting hurt.
And then you're taking bootleg moonshine and going blind. You know what I mean? Like when there's that prohibition, you're taking in whatever other means you can that's local to you. And these people were getting bad carts, and
you don't hear about these injuries in states where marijuana is recreationally legal.
No, you don't.
Or even the surrounding states where you can just drive a couple hours and get them.
And it's the same. I think you and I had this conversation on Facebook this week about what dosing and it's something that's regulated or understood. If you're buying something off the shelf, when somebody's dealer gets pinched, you don't end up killing 4 people in a town because all of a sudden there's a new supply and they're not conditioned to it, and you got people killed because somebody went off the street.
Yeah.
If you've got something that's predictable and it's coming through the front door instead of the back door, people know what they're getting into.
And
the war on drugs is full of unintended consequences at all levels, from the gun violence side to the drug cartel side to the economic problems. If you ended all the wars,
why'd you point at Kade when you said gun violence?
Because that's
shadow ban,
an item that Kade is passionate about, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
And by the way, all of these issues will tie into one of the final thoughts we're going to get into about a county jail that's now under stress even further.
Hey, that's mine.
I think there's a lot of topics that are kind of synonymous.
Don't you take my final thought, because it's juicy
with those bans,
hot,
pushing things underground.
Yeah,
you just wait. Wait,
I mean, isn't that what bans do?
Yeah.
You ban a word, you ban this is going to sound, I don't know. It's just it's the one that I think everyone will resonate with. Everything's a Nazi now. So you ban the word Nazi.
The word Nazi, the word fascist, those, they lose their meaning because we don't use them appropriately.
And then you say you ban it. It doesn't ban the ideology. It doesn't ban the followers. It doesn't ban anything. They just call themselves something new. That's how it's always been, and that's how it's always going to be. Yeah. So then you have 6 people who have theoretically died directly from THC illegal cartridges. Yeah. So instead of going, well, if we just made it legal, then the black market loses that power, you say, we're going to target something completely different and go after flavored e-cigarettes. Not even talking about the cartridges, something entirely different.
It's just like guns.
Yeah.
And they say they want to ban assault weapons.
Yeah. What does that
mean? Any
mean?
weapon out there can be an assault weapon. Right. It's not just a specific type.
It's a talking point for a politician.
Yeah. The same thing as
you know what it's really for? It's for raising money.
Sure.
So that they can get elected.
Yeah.
So that they can mail a letter to somebody's house that pays a 0.25% of attention, and I'll give you $50.
I think
for that.
it's just easy to gloss over these facts that any determined criminal with a box cutter can change the course of history. Yep. It's just the way that it is.
There's always going to be evil and violence in the world. Always. You're never going to eliminate that with laws. Oh man,
I don't know why that one's going on.
Let me get really curse.
Oh no, that one's my birth control. Sorry.
Oh, boy. Guess you're going to get pregnant, huh? We're not letting you out of that chair to go do whatever you have to do.
I always forget that when you just swipe it up the top, it doesn't go away.
It just snoozes it. Yeah.
Mornings.
Yeah, but you're not late for work.
Yeah, I quit working, dude. And I just abandoned that whole notion for a little bit.
God, I'm jealous.
No, don't be on board.
Well, Patreon contributions can go to his gas fund this week.
Do you guys remember when the government thought that they were so right about moral prohibition that they decided to kill you for it?
Yeah.
And poisoned illegal alcohol that they knew people were going to get their hands on?
Yep.
So they just decided to kill you. They care about you so much they'll kill you.
Yeah.
That's our government, and that is the power that we have now just handed directly to the executive branch, to where Mr. Trump can make a tweet and then it's the law.
This is where Congress has to do their job again, right?
Yes.
I've spent the last 2 years on this show just criticizing the hell out of Congress because they just roll over and don't assert their authority, because you end up with an executive that says, I'm going to do X. And then all of a sudden it's the law of the land. And the president can't order you to do anything unless you're in the military or you work in the executive branch. The president can't order you to do jack shit.
Right.
They can't make you not buy from a Chinese company. They can't order you to do anything. They don't have that authority. Maybe I won't get any mail tomorrow because I ran my mouth, but that's the, that's the deal. You don't work for the president. The FDA shouldn't just get to decide on a whim that they're changing a rule and they're taking a product off the shelf. You have small businesses all over this country that are based on vape shops. Yeah. And that's a legitimate and legal product. Yeah. They've built their business over the last 10 to 15 years, probably 10 years.
They had a couple years ago, I think it was 2, where this kind of thing happened again. And before it was a ban, it was specifically labels.
Manufacturing, you had to have you couldn't manufacture unless you had a certain inspector in the state of Indiana. Mm-hmm. Yep. There was only one, and it basically was going to put every single manufacturer out of business. Yep. And it took 2 years to shame the legislature into fixing it, and they still never let go. You're still not as free as you were 2 years ago.
No,
and people weren't getting killed. People weren't dying.
Yeah, and it still put Coyote Vape, that had a store on Broad Street in Newcastle, out of business.
They left. They were from Ohio, right? And I think I'm pretty sure they were from Ohio. They had a couple stores there. They had one in Richmond and then one in Newcastle. And he was trying to expand his business. They had one in
Muncie, too, I think.
Yeah, yes, they did. Yeah, they did, right
by
there.
Cirillo's.
Yep.
It was by the Greek's Pizzeria.
Yeah.
That's what it was by.
We have a newer one now, right? Hoosier. Is it Hoosier Vape?
I saw a new sign.
It's by like Ming's?
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's in that.
I have no
strip
idea.
mall.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a new
I know nothing of
There's
this
a new
place
one in
anymore.
there right by Ming's.
I will agree, yes.
How is this going to impact them?
Yeah.
You better go in quick.
Yeah.
Get what you gotta have.
Is it a done deal yet?
I think it was said like, this is what's going to happen. And then once it passes, there's like 30 days to get them off the market.
It was,
it's not passing. It's a rule. That's the problem is the FDA just saying whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
That is not the way this country is supposed to operate.
No. And that leads me to a lot of the questions I have with people is, what do we do about it? Like, what is the solution oriented? And I don't know. Besides bring back tar and feathering, which I mean, I'm not stating that, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. And I feel personally disenfranchised from the system from the top down.
Yeah.
So I'm like, vote. That's the best option I've got, besides calling for violence, which I'm not doing. But I don't know what to do about anything.
I just want to know where all the people that were shouting "drain the swamp" are at now.
Canada. They all moved because
they didn't.
Because
they just
Trump got president. Well, that's what they said, right?
Yeah, it never happens. As soon as your guy gets elected, you don't care anymore.
No, you don't do it.
You just literally, it's like playing Red Rover, and you just change teams.
Yep.
And now the same stuff. We've been at war for 18 years.
Yeah.
There's been Republicans and Democrats.
How many times did you guys hear from someone who's a hardcore Trump supporter that Trump is going to go in there and he's going to drain the swamp and he's going to get
the national debt under control,
the bureaucrats in line, and now he's done more from the executive branch than anything that Obama did that I remember.
Yeah.
Like Obama had a few big things that you heard about a lot.
Healthcare.
And it's like every time you turn around, Trump is doing something new that affects a large portion of the United States.
To an extent, but they don't.
He is
other than
monster.
Judges. You really don't get to accomplish much. We talk about it. Yeah. We get pissed about it. his staff may change. Yeah, on the national level, the unfortunately both sides, both parties are have very similar. They may dress it slightly differently, but they're both enforcers on the national level, and they're in military entanglements constantly. So that doesn't change. That's just been the status quo for generations. But most things really don't change. You get basically one thing. Obama got healthcare.
Yeah.
Trump got a tax cut. Those are the main things that actually happened and got accomplished. Yep. Other than that, it doesn't happen. It doesn't get through Congress. It doesn't get anywhere. It's unlikely.
All right. So now we just talked about a really fun topic, and in classic Boss Hog of Liberty fashion, we're going to transition gracefully over to the world of stand-up comedy. Bill Burr just had a special come out on Netflix this week.
We were blessed.
What was it? Was it
Paper Tiger?
Paper Tiger.
Yeah, but was it Sunday at midnight?
I believe he's a neo-Nazi, isn't he? The bald, white guy. Yeah, guy, bald hair. I mean, he's
100%.
Yeah.
No, I don't really believe that.
And you know what? I kept meaning this week to look up Bill Burr Nazi, just in preparation for the show, and I forgot to do it until just now.
We got Dave Chappelle.
Nope, there's
and
nothing.
Bill Burr,
he's not a Nazi.
Christmas came early for me this year.
Are you sure he's not German? He's not a Nazi.
I have no idea.
Well, there's nothing from Vice or Vox or Medium or Salon.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. That's where we'd find out.
We're the ones that started it. Yeah.
No, but
you watched it, right?
I watched 50% of it. That's all I could get through.
We watched all of it. My wife and I did. Have you watched?
Yeah, I watched it
to completion.
Yeah, I watched it to completion.
I was hoping there was going to be.
I watched both of them, Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
I've watched the Dave. I have not watched Bill
comedy
yet.
specials.
I watched Dave Chappelle twice and Bill Burr once.
I talked with Shane about how I really want to talk about this on Thunderwolf too.
Yeah.
That and comedy specified. And I watched Dave Chappelle, I think a week ago, and then I watched whenever we were messaging a couple days ago, the Bill Burr special. I liked them both a lot for different reasons, like what you and I were talking about. Yeah. I felt like they had almost a unified front, and they were attacking specific things of different like necessity, different battles. Here's one that needs to be addressed, and here's one that needs to be addressed. And I thought that was really cool to see that.
Well, and that's what I put in the show notes. If you're a Patreon member, then you can open those up and follow along. The headline says "Comedy in Outrage Culture," and please stop.
Just let me touch you.
There have been. For years,
quit touching it, but keep touching.
There have been a lot of comedians that.
If I touch you that way, it's because you need it.
I've never heard something I hated so much.
It's the implication.
Yeah. But in the past few years, you've heard even like what's that guy that had that stupid show in the 90s?
Carlos Mencia.
Now he drives around in cars with
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld?
Wait, you said hold on. You said stupid show in the 90s? You didn't like Seinfeld?
No, I kind of like Seinfeld. Okay, it's not cool. Like
I was going to walk out that door.
I was about to mute you so fast.
I just had to do that to troll Jeremiah.
He's in the tiny chair now. I fixed it.
But I heard him talk about to somebody on a late night show about how he won't perform on college campuses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's seeped into now where it's kind of mainstream for comedians, and that's just where we are as a society. And I feel like Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle, and Bill Burr are three really big names that have just gone on the attack side.
Yeah.
Where they're just like,
how long until we start seeing people protest Netflix? Cancel your Netflix. You're carrying Dave Chappelle. And
Jeremiah, don't you ever do that.
That was after I watched the Chappelle. That was something I had to say about it. I was like, that's bold of Netflix to come out like that.
That's what I
thought. Bill Burr was joking about it. This is my last special ever. I'm going to be out.
He said, like, this is my last show.
I appreciate that the most about Netflix.
Me too.
That they're bold enough to let that happen.
They said, you know what?
They give them the reins and say, here you go.
Yeah. And I mean, those were recorded
Yeah.
prior to have ever been released.
Yeah, they
on their
weren't
stream.
live.
Sure.
They
So
weren't
it was-
live put out there
Yeah.
and out there for the ethos. They were
So they sat down and
intentional.
watched them and said, you know what? We are going to back this up.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really
It's how the
big.
culture starts to shift back the other way
Yeah.
when you
Slow the pendulum down
and
a
that's
little
what
bit, please.
Bill Burr was talking about
Yeah.
in his is that like, you know, we were so hard into no matter what the guy said 30 years ago, he was right. And now it's like with any sort of an accusation whatsoever,
Yeah.
the woman's right and the guy has to, fire him.
What he said,
He's
what
done.
Bill Burr say? Believe women 88% of the time. That seems like a reasonable percentile to believe.
Sometimes they're crazy.
In Dave Chappelle's special, what I appreciated about it was he went out there and there wasn't a single group of people that he didn't absolutely just destroy and make
No
fun
one
of.
was safe.
It was white people, black people, Asian people. His wife is Asian.
Gun owners.
Gun owners, conservatives,
That's my
liberals.
favorite.
The government, people.
Yeah. He talked about the alphabet people, the
Yeah.
LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
So it was everybody. If you are any type of a person, then there's something in the special that's going to make you feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is what comedy is all about, I think.
I agree. And the unexpected. I wasn't expecting them to go that hard on
I wasn't either.
that many different
great.
groups in this
Yeah.
time. And I thought that was really cool. I also thought it was interesting that this is the first time I think, and if I'm wrong about it, please inform me because I would love to look that up too. I think this is the first time a prominent comedian who is a straight black man has come this much against PC culture and the outrage culture, which was interesting because before this it was white people,
At
white
least-
straight guys saying this is garbage, this is bullshit.
At
but
least
this
with
was the first
this
time.
much of a platform. for
Exactly,
sure.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And if there were anyone else, I'd love to look them up too. But I thought that was a really interesting, kind of definitive moment in like what you said, the cultural shift again. It was like, wow, somebody besides a straight white person saying this for the first time in this culture.
I don't remember all the specifics of the planning chat, but I did have a question relating to Bill Burr about baths.
Yes.
Yeah.
I added that in there just for you.
Is it in there?
Yes, it is. It's underneath of Bill Burr's bullet point.
Yeah, when was the last time?
What is this? I don't remember what he was talking about in the special. So just go buy Netflix, borrow Netflix, and watch it, and you'll know why. But I want to know, when is the last time the people in this room actually took a bath? And not because you were romantically taking a bath, but
No.
I need some me time. It was the suicidal thing, right?
Yeah.
He said that he had some
I
stress.
remember it was about suicide.
Yeah, oh,
He
yeah,
was
that's
happy,
right.
Yeah.
He said that he watched his wife. Whenever she gets stressed out, she just slips into a bath, and then she gets out and she's relaxed. She has a glass of wine. She calls her friends and she talks to them. So he was out on the road in a hotel, and he thought, I'm just going to slip into the bath. And he said that there's no way that a grown man can slip into a bath without thinking
That he was just going to kill himself.
Yeah, without the thought of killing himself just coming to mind.
Yeah.
He said something like, "What am I going to do in here? Slit my wrist?"
Which I think the great part about that comedy moment was, I mean, there were so many moments in his special where he was addressing specifically that of men not being able to express emotion.
Yes.
And that was like the underlying theme of so much of his special. So he was coming out and he was being aggressive. He was, challenging women, and he was challenging this outrage culture. But that element carried through in all of those bits.
Yep.
Was he was saying, I'm an angry person and I don't know what to do about it. And if I try to express it, now I'm suddenly viewed as a weak person. So I can't express my emotions. And that was like a call to action.
And it was going all the way back to his childhood. He was referring back to the way his father brought him up. And
And so that bit about suicide, it was like, that's funny, really funny. But also he's saying like, this is a problem.
Right.
Men can't take baths without this being a connotation.
Cade,
I thought that was interesting.
when was the last time you took a bath?
Does it count if it was in a lake?
No, I'm talking bathtub. at
Draw
home.
a bath.
Man,
in your closet.
I honestly can't remember.
Take a bath
I always shower.
with the
Me too.
express reason of just washing yourself and getting out.
Or just to hang out in there, but not
No.
with with a bath partner, just on your own.
No.
Never. Yeah.
I don't.
As a kid.
Okay. I took a bath 3 years ago in Florida because I got sunburnt so bad that I wanted to take a cold bath.
Guffey?
When was the last time you were camping?
Really?
No, never. Yeah, I'm with Kade. I can't remember the last time because my place only has a stand-up shower. So,
no army baths.
Do you have a sink?
That's usually just that's usually a water bottle that you just poke a hole in the top and you just kind of shower yourself real quick.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I can't remember the last time I was in a tub.
Alexander Lott.
He's dead. That guy's dead. No, I can't think of another time too. My previous apartment, I mean, it had a bath shower. Never took a bath in it ever. Years. Like it would have had to have been probably when I was like, I don't know, 12, 11.
Yeah.
Like seriously, that many. Like I can't think of a time in which I've taken a bath.
Wow, that's a long.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about it the other day, actually. Before the special, before this, I have my new apartment. It's an older apartment, and I've got this really heavy claw tub, bathtub, and it's cool. And I thought, I'm going to take a bath. And then I didn't, of course. I just took a shower and went on my day.
We're going to need you to take a bath and take a picture.
I'll send some I'll
watching the Bill Burr special.
Hashtag
that'd be
bath
great.
Bomb. Set up my, I got to get a, what are they, charcuterie boards or whatever? However you pronounce that.
Yeah. You got to get some wine and some cheese. Yeah,
I'm going to pamper myself. Treat yourself.
He's got to get some White Claw. He lives on the east side now.
Yeah, I got to get that White Claw.
I guess the last time I took a bath was right after I bought my house on H Avenue. So I was 19.
I have a bathtub. I'm going to use it.
What it was is there was a lot of vegetation in the backyard and crawled all over the fence, and I cut a bunch of poison ivy and I got it on me, and I took an oatmeal bath to soothe the itching.
So once again, two guys are medical reasons that they've tried to take baths.
Very contextual.
But never just, I'm going to sit down and chillax.
It doesn't even cross my mind as a decision.
No, at all.
Yeah, me either.
Maybe if I
had like one of those big whirlpool
moment.
tubs, like that had the jets, I might think about it. I might actually do it.
I'm going to start doing that.
It might be something I would enjoy.
If I go to your house and you have a bathtub, hey, do you mind if I just draw a bath real fast?
Ask them to draw you a bath.
Yeah, hey, please draw me a bath. And you have to use that language or you're not doing it right.
I will come over, but I need you to draw me a bath at 7:30.
Yeah. I told my roommate that. She has bath
bombs. I take my bath at 7:30.
I don't.
At specifically
at 7:30. Yes,
yeah.
I don't.
So that I can
98
watch
degrees. I want Vertical Horizon playing in the background.
I need to watch it. I need to watch Jeopardy when I. What is bath time?
I don't want to be a burden, but at 7:30.
That's fantastic.
What about you, Jeremiah?
I honestly
every night.
No, I honestly think it's been.
Like, yeah, I didn't get the joke.
There may have been one time after I bought my house, be like, I own a house and I'm going to take a bath upstairs. I may have done that, but I that may be a dream. I may not have actually been that motivated to actually done it. But
yeah.
I think, I think I should try that because I had one bathtub that's bigger than the other. But I don't think I actually did. So if it's not that, it would be childhood.
I had a thought like that the other day where I couldn't remember if it was a real event or if I dreamt it.
If you think I should have done that.
It's messed with me for a couple of days now to where it just keeps popping back up in my mind.
My dad's in the chat and he's reminding me that I was the king of snorkeling in the bathtub back when I was 3. There's some bare ass pictures of me running around my parents' house with a
snorkeling in the bathtub and hunting those brown snakes.
Now, what about
farting and biting the bubbles?
Gross.
So, what do you guys think about that? Like the floating tanks, like the sensory.
Oh, I want to try one.
I want to try
so
one.
bad.
Sure.
Sarah's
Would
done
that
it.
technically be a bath? Like
that's a.
I feel like I feel like no. I feel like it's a very specific thing.
Yeah.
There's no soap involved, so therefore it's not a bath.
Yeah. Well, okay.
float.
All right.
It's a float.
What is a bath?
Yeah.
I mean, to define that, what is a bath? I think it's you're at your place. You have your bathtub. You fill it with your water. It's your time. You've separated. You've drawn those boundaries, put on your music, lights, whatever. And it's just you.
Zach Bertram says that it's got to be Smokey Robinson on the speaker, by the way.
Okay. That's fair. But I wouldn't think that is a bath. I think that would be.
Yeah, you might be right.
That's a
it's more like a massage. Almost more like
that's a spa
meditation.
Yeah, exactly.
A spa experience.
Yeah.
I think the BHOL should just go to Indy and try this.
It's something that I've wanted to do for years.
I think
Thunderwolf will join.
I think
because I'm one
I think
on
if
this.
BHOL and Boss Hog did BHOL and Thunderwolf did a
spa day,
spa day.
Oh man,
it would be more like a pool party.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It would be.
I don't know that we can call it a group bath.
Whenever
that sounds Greek.
Yeah, I mean we could do that too. I mean, Vinny, we just really met, so you know.
Whenever I was in high school, we had a interim health teacher, and he came in, and he was like, "I think of a medical school dummy." So they have the what the human body should look like, and he looked like that. So obviously, a great health teacher. He knew what he was talking about, and he talked about doing sensory deprivation tanks.
Yeah,
and ever since then, I've always wanted to try it. And then Joe Rogan talks about it all the time on his podcast, which just makes me want to do it more. So we got to do it at some point.
Someone in my life, and I have no idea who it was, just told me that they did one recently.
My wife did one.
And they really liked
probably
it.
2 or 3 years ago, and she was terrified to be alone with her own thoughts.
Yeah.
So and then Joe Rogan was talking about it with Gillette, I think.
Yeah, Penn
Gillette.
Yeah. He talks about it all the time.
I think the tinnitus would be the worst part of it for me.
The what?
The tinnitus.
Yeah.
I just get in there, it'd be all black, no noise, nothing. Just like, great.
I don't think I could relax the way I wanted to. I'd be on my damn phone, or I'd be listening to a podcast and wanting to tweet back or reply or whatever. I'm way too social.
You would be.
An hour in a tub alone is like, you may as well just kill me.
Yeah.
I can't talk to the world.
You're strange.
What?
You're a strange creature, Jeremiah.
I'm unique.
Now, even in bath, so like bath time for me, the shower is the one time, because I'm always doing something with somebody, that social aspect. It's the one time where it's just me and I can draw that line and box it around. So I've turned the lights off, candles on in the shower, but never a bath. And I think that's an interesting distinction.
How long does a shower take?
Oh man. Well, I mean, a lot for an hour and a half, for people. So like, yeah, I got to go home. There's a joke with my friends. It's like, he's got to go home, take a shower. So we'll see him at like 8 p.m. tonight kind of thing.
You got to put the powder to the beard. You get a lot of work.
Yeah. It's pamper myself. That's the one time of the day I do that.
We have a bench in our shower now.
I've yet to
since
see it.
we redid it.
A little offended, hadn't been invited over. Saw it before.
It's really nice whenever you've got a headache or you're not feeling great.
Yeah.
You just go in there, sit in the bench, and redirect the water to just blast you right in the back of the head. It's great. I love the feeling of like the harsh water and hot right on your head whenever it hurts. Something is therapeutic about it.
I'm in and out in 2 minutes. A shower is a
normal shower.
Oh, like a normal shower?
Yeah, it is a quick, fast, like, utilitarian. We're going to shower real quick, and it's not a quiet, relaxing thing. I'm listening to the news.
Do you have anything that's quiet and relaxing? I think
this is.
I don't think I've ever seen you do something not aggressive.
I think I took the fastest shower I've ever taken last night. I was playing WoW with a buddy. And
are you playing WoW Classic?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Grobulus, Adralia. I'm a human mage, frost mage. Not a big deal. So we were on a flight path from Stormwind to Red Ridge because we had to go kill some Worgen, and the flight path's a minute, and so I took the fastest shower in my life.
Just nuded up real quick. And got in there.
Yeah. Stripped clothes, jumped in, washed my hair, jumped out, just dripping wet, sitting in front of the computer because we had a quest. We had to turn in some. Stuff.
I have done that before.
Guffey, what's your
my average time?
Yeah, like over under
15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
For a normal shower.
Do you guys go hot or cold?
Hot.
Absolutely hot.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
It depends, right?
Yeah.
If I've been working outside,
like today,
I'm going in there and
fair.
It's going to be lukewarm and be cool to the touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I how you kind of progressively make it hotter?
100%.
On days like today, I progressively make it
cooler,
colder.
right? Yeah. Yep.
I like it.
Just so hot water don't burn baby, and I'm in and out. But I'm also in and out.
Yeah.
Couple minutes.
Yeah.
15 minutes. It seems like.
Seems like an
what the
awful
hell are
long
you doing?
time.
Like, are you
just enjoying myself?
I shave.
Yeah.
Do you guys shave in the shower?
No.
Not in the shave. I don't like.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
The left side of the room all has beards.
I'm not talking.
What parts? We're shaving different parts. We're not shaving the face.
Well, I don't shave my face and I don't shave my chest clearly. So
Do you shave your neck?
Yeah, it's just only right here.
Yeah, right.
That's the
So
only
you can't
spot.
have a neck beard.
No, because
just
that
below the
grows.
waist.
That
That's
gets
all we're
nasty.
shaving.
It's annoying.
in the shower,
Below the shower for sure. But when I shaved, only electric like razors. I can't stand the ritual.
The razor
putting the hot water and then the what is it? Shaving. I can't even think of what it's called. Shaving cream, and then
I do the shaving cream
that's
thing
annoying.
maybe once every 3 times I shave.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time it's right after the shower. A guy taught me this when I was a much younger man. Stan Richards. He was we used to hang out with him. We were in the horse and pony back 17, 18 years old. He's like, dude, you don't have to do that. Just shave right after you get out of the shower and it'll be perfect.
yeah.
Your pores are all opened up and it works.
Yeah.
And about every most times that's just what I do. But I will use the razor and the shaving cream and all that maybe once a week.
Something's happened to our video stream. The computer is doing something.
Why?
That's Windows updates, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the welcome to the life of Dakota. Not putting another quarter in the machine.
A second ago, a big frowny face appeared on a blue screen on my computer.
It looks like that video feed's frozen too. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's frozen on the screen over here.
Cool.
That's
It's
important.
we'll just remember that we're a podcast first, and we'll carry on. And if we can get it fixed, we get
Yeah.
it fixed. But yeah, it looks like your computer is really dying hard.
So this would be a good time to run to the bathroom, wouldn't it?
If you need to,
Yeah.
we're probably about at final thoughts.
We're
Anyway,
about it.
so
Yeah, we're at final thoughts.
you can run, do what you need to do, as long as it's number 1 and not a number 2. We'll tap dance for you. Just shower length or less, and we'll
Just a quick bath.
Will be great. Yes. Good luck finding the tub. There's one in the apartment upstairs, I assume. At least a stand-up shower. I think. I don't remember. Is there a bathtub up there?
I can't remember.
I think it's just a shower.
Yeah. So
Chris Guffey.
final thoughts from Guffey.
All right, I'm looking up the thing that I need to tell you guys about right now.
That's shameful. You're not ready. Are you not?
I wasn't prepared for it. Was so quick. So Saturday.
She said.
Anyways, Saturday, the Newcastle Main Street is having a Arttoberfest. So they're doing it alongside the Art Association, and they actually have, I believe it's Sun King Brewery has made a special beer for them called Exit 123. I have no clue what it's going to taste like.
I'm guessing Exit 123 has something to do with our geographical location.
That is correct, because Exit 123 is the exit that you get off the 70 to get on to State Road 3.
Newcastle Spiceland.
Yep.
Cade, my man.
Final thoughts. I'm going up to Kokomo this weekend, Saturday night, to watch the Combat Coliseum fight series.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you posted that on your Facebook page.
Yeah. My friend Ian Pomfrey's fighting.
I am getting so many friend suggestions for Ian.
Yeah.
He is off the charts. That dude is.
He'd be a good guy to have on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's interesting. He's an interesting guy.
He's got the tats, not the face tattoo, but he's got the tats.
Yeah.
I know that because he doesn't have a shirt on in his current profile picture. And every day Facebook's like, hey, you need to be friends with Ian.
Yeah, he's a hardworking guy. And my other friend Colton Parks, he'll be fighting too. So I'm going up to see them fight, and it'll be a good night. I'm taking Jade, and we're
what's
leaving
the big
kids.
facility in Kokomo? Where that high school or something?
I should have brought my tickets. It's on the tickets on where it's at. I'm not familiar with the area, so I'm not exactly sure where it's at.
All right. So we've been enjoying the produce. You guys, the produce stand still busy at L&K?
We're, as far as the produce goes, we're starting to wind down. The corn's kind of coming to an end here.
I haven't seen any watermelons recently, and I'm very disappointed.
I don't know if we'll have any more of those or not. I think we still have plenty of tomatoes and things like that, but we're going to start getting into the pumpkins and fall decor and things.
Starting to go to the squash.
Start phasing out on those.
We had
apples, donuts.
We had some real good corn last weekend.
Hopefully, we're
Just so you know, Cade, it is at the Kokomo Event Center.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
There we go. Mr. Surber.
Yes.
This is where you sell stuff. This is
Sell
where
everything about me.
This is, I mean, this is if you're a single looking to mingle, this is your chance. If you want hired, if you want people to watch Thunderwolf, if you're trying to pimp out Shane, whatever you're into.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Shane. He couldn't be here today. He texted me earlier, and he got his certificate for school. So now he's an astronaut. Or something. I don't listen to him actually, but he got a certificate, which is congrats, man.
Well, everybody gets a completion trophy.
What's going on in my life? Thunderwolf podcast. We release on Tuesday mornings. Show about anything and everything. We try to talk about a lot going on in the news, funny things, interviews.
So you guys always do Tuesday morning, but you record on the weekend.
Correct.
I am absolutely terrified. The news cycle moves so damn fast that if I don't get it out by the next morning, it's all stale and I'm scared to death. You guys, you're brave.
Yeah, there were some elements of that go into the show when we're trying to find what we're going to be talking about, and those topics and the guests and things like that. We chose Tuesday. You do plan
more than we do. We just, we're afraid.
Just shoot. See, we chose Tuesday because most of the podcasts we know in Indy release on Monday morning.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we got you Tuesday commute. Like, we got it that there. Available on Apple soon. Again, Spotify, Google, Anchor, release Tuesday mornings at 5. I am looking actually to get a job soon. I put in a couple apps with some bakeries in the Irvington area. Really got into that, so I want to develop that craft and that trade.
Very cool.
1 week from today, in about 20 minutes, my band, The Tribes, will be going live for the first time in Nashville, Tennessee. We have some friends down there, and we got a producer, The Crying Wolf. So we're going second on The Crying Wolf, Bill. So we'll be rolling out our set, sharing some of that information. We're available on Facebook, The Tribes Band, currently. So you can like that. It's got a picture of a hand, a red hand with 7 fingers, and it says The Tribes. We're Facebook, Thunderwolf. That's the one that's most active right now. I'm trying to build up the Instagram and Twitter and things, but God, I hate Twitter.
It's hard.
Hate it. But those are my plugs. That's what I've got.
That's awesome. Man, we love Nashville. Dakota and I, Kade, we've...
Have you been, The Crying Wolf?
No, that's not a spot we've been. I was curious if it was going to be...
it's across the river.
Yeah, it's across the river from where we've been. It's over by the stadium. We would hang out down a little bit down on Broadway. Yeah. But we really, really liked over by Vanderbilt. Whatever's over in that... what the hell's the name of the winners and losers and... There's a bar that the Blue Bar went out of business.
Broadway gets too crowded.
Yeah, that's too much for us.
We're just off, I guess. So I never know what I'm talking about, but apparently there's Broadway, and then there's like this intermittent space, and then there's another like heavy district down the road.
Yeah, you're down by the stadium.
So we're like right in the middle-ish, I think, of that whole group. And I've talked to some people about it, and they said that it's a good bar in and out. A lot of people, a lot of different bars there in that strip. There's constantly music playing, so we're going to try to capture them right away.
Nashville is definitely the music city.
Yeah. We're really excited. We've been working since February. We put this band together, and so we're going to be
good for you guys.
Debut show.
That's awesome.
Real exciting.
I'll be looking out for it for sure.
Yeah. Are you planning any local live shows?
So we haven't got it set yet, but our I can't think of the word right now. The guy who's promoter. That's it. The promoter we've been working with, Jay, Sad Spaceman. He's looking to put together a show in October. So cool. Some more information will be coming out on the Tribes page about that. Just exciting stuff, man.
Division Street.
Throw it all at once.
Division Street's where we
Division
like
Street.
That's one of our favorite spots. And then there's a pool hall down in the basement somewhere that's way the hell out in the middle of nowhere. But we've enjoyed that place both times, and one of these days I'll remember what the name is. Melrose Pool Hall, and that's like totally off the path. But on a hot summer day, it's a great bar to go hang out in the basement and shoot some pool and day drink. You can do a little smoking and have a good time if you're into that sort of a thing. If not, just vape, because that's what the kids do. Dakota,
hopefully. All right. I have some hot sauce for everybody to try, but before we do that...
This is a homebrew. This is Spiceland. This is Spiceland.
From the banks of Beezer Creek in Spiceland, Indiana, we, I guess it was probably over a month ago, we ate some of the peppers that I was growing.
Some of the first peppers.
Yeah. And those guys got all ripe and red, and a couple of jalapenos got all ripe and red. And added some garlic, and I also added some green bell peppers.
The ghost pepper episode was right around this. It was just before Labor Day last year.
Yeah.
That was the last episode recorded in the old studio. And that was September.
Yeah. So there's no ghost peppers in this.
This is pepper season.
But there are some hot peppers. We found out that the Tabasco peppers that we ate were around 115,000 Scoville units, which is like nothing compared to the ghost pepper, but it's still up there.
Yeah,
That's still like 10 times the jalapeno.
hotter than mayonnaise for sure.
Yeah. But my idea was I want to create a hybrid of sriracha sauce and Tabasco sauce. Cool. And that's what I try to do. We're going to try that, but real quick for some local news, we found out today that Henry County and Madison County, we were talking about them consolidating their jails to do a regional jail concept to save both counties money. But actually, on Tuesday, the Madison County Council voted that they were going to end any and all discussions with Henry County on exploring the possibility of a regional facility. So, that's Dunzo, Washington.
Which is very problematic because we definitely need a jail.
We don't if we would just,
and this facility, no matter what you're doing, needs to be upgraded or replaced or dealt with.
Something needs to be done to it. But we could make the old facility work if we would just legalize and free nonviolent offenders. Only put people in jail who actually scare us, not the people who annoy us. But that's radical.
I would put anybody who disagreed with me in jail.
Yeah, you're going to need a bigger one. So this is a fun one. This is not a joke. There is a Yahoo Sports article that came out this afternoon. The NBA has received a bid from a media company for the naming rights to the American Airlines Arena.
Dakota's slowly pouring his hot shots.
I'm slow rolling this
in Tostita scoops.
Guffey,
were a good
we're going to talk sports together.
Go ahead.
The Miami Heat play in the American Airlines Arena.
Yep.
That contract is ending. So they're going to have a new name, just like the Pacers Arena is going to have a new name. Bankers Life is going away, and it's going to have a new name as well. American Airlines Arena may, in fact, be replaced by the media company Bang Brothers. They have submitted a $10 million a year over 10 years. This is not a joke. It's been verified by the mainstream media. It's on Yahoo Sports right now today. And they want to be the Bang Brothers Center. They call themselves a Miami institution. They're tied to Miami, and that's the Heat. And they want to be known as the BBC.
Let them have it.
Money talks, baby. Money talks.
I can't wait till porn starts buying politicians too.
So it's, I think they need to, it's getting hot in here. It's going to have to be some Nelly music or something.
It's a great idea. Marketing.
So it's
the BBC.
They're already getting $10 million worth of publicity out of this just from the Boss Hog. But the full press release, and it's been, the media's picked up on it. This is since 2:00 this afternoon. It's been in the wild for about 6 hours.
That's great.
The best part is that they put it on their Twitter feed and people are replying to it. But Twitter keeps blocking everything that people post, and they're just GIFs. They're normal, like run-of-the-mill GIFs, but Twitter is so afraid that people are going to have just wild pornography as they're retweeting this and commenting that everything is, you have to click the unhide button on all of this stuff on Twitter. So yeah, that's my final thought, Dakota.
All right. You ready for this?
Are you ready for the Bang Brothers Center?
I'm
the BBC?
ready.
Would you go to a game?
I'd go.
To the BBC. That's what I'm choosing to.
Hashtag BBC.
Cheers.
Go Brits. Cheers. The last time we ate something hot, Dakota quit on me.
Hey, that's really good.
Thank you.
Slight delay.
It's all on the front side of my tongue.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Hits you later.
It's got a nice slow build.
Mm-hmm.
Good color.
You at first start getting the sweetness of the green bell pepper and the garlic and some of the herbs that are in there. And then all of a sudden, bam, Tabasco pepper.
There's definitely a lot of garlic, and I appreciate that. That's well done.
I think it tastes amazing.
Yeah, for real. I've just been sitting here just tasting all of those notes you were just saying.
There's levels
That's
to this.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, man. You should definitely quit your job and just start making salsa.
Send this to Sean Evans.
Support all of them.
What are you going to name it? Do you have a name for it?
I don't.
You should sell that to grill.
You just said wabam.
No, it's obviously Boss Hog Sauce. What the hell's wrong with you, Kade? This is Boss Hog Sauce, and it's $27 a bottle.
Just hog sauce.
On
it's
hog sauce.
Beehole
Oh, that's
sauce.
good. I like
Beehole
that.
sauce.
It's beehole sauce, and it's $99.99.
Right.
And it's also good for male fertility because Dakota made it, and Mazel Tov. All right, that's enough of this. We will see you all next Tuesday.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Thank you for listening to the Boss Hog of Liberty, which is part of the We Are Libertarians Network. I am Chris Spangle, and I am the founder of this network, and I invite you to listen to all of our shows, which you can find at wearelibertarians.com or by searching for these in your podcatcher. The flagship show is the We Are Libertarians podcast, where we apply libertarian principles to current events. The Brian Nichols Show is a conversation amongst Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, as they talk about what is happening in the news. And we have many other podcasts like The Chris Spangle Show, Upward, The Cost, Raw Audio Politics, Miranda's World, and Tad Talk, which is quite a ride. So check all of these out. Go to wearelibertarians.com and you can check out all of our great podcasts. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at wearelibertarians.com.